But first, exactly what is microfinance? It's very important to understand what that term means and exactly what you're getting into by participating in this IPO. And to put that into perspective, Tilisa Gupta Kaul, she is head of microfinance and agri lending at Dhanlaxmi Bank. She's joining us on this edition of Smart Money. Tilisa, good of you to join us here and shed some light on microfinance. Now, to be able to put it very, very simply, if I'm putting in money into microfinance, what exactly am I doing? Tilisa?
Hello?
Tilisa, can you hear us? Tilisa?
Good evening.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening, Tilisa. Tilisa, just
Hi.
wanted to get a basic understanding on microfinance. What exactly does the term mean and what's the industry looking like at this point in time?
Okay. Microfinance is basically providing financial services to the people at the grassroots level. When I mean people at the grassroots level, they could be people below the poverty line, people living in semi-urban areas, people living in outskirts of the city, and even people living in the small city slums. Microfinance is nothing but the financial services like insurance, savings, and loans. Personally, if you ask me, it should also be capacity building because it is really easy to give small amount of funding to poor people. But educating them how to use this fund is also a very, very key challenge for this industry.
That's right. And what are the challenges that are being faced by that industry right now? When you're looking at microfinance, you're looking at lending to the rural areas, etc., and people working in that particular part of our country. What exactly are the challenges over there?
See, what we feel is there is a deep rural penetration which is required by all the institutions which are giving micro-lending. For example, banks, the network that they have, they should try and reach as much as possible in the rural areas. Also, we have noticed that microfinance institutions have penetrated. So if you see in India, they have covered more than 1 lakh villages out of 6 lakh villages, which means there's still a market which is unexplored completely. So at this point of time, the major challenge that we are facing is there is multiple lending happening in the same area. So wherein the requirement that comes in from lender side of it, that you need to go deep rural, you need to go beyond the national highway limits, you need to go in the deep pockets to fund the poor. And that will also solve a problem of multiple lending because you'll have a wider mass to cater to. So the biggest challenge I would say in the industry at this point of time is that we need to do away with multiple lending.
That's right, Tilisa, but that is a positive kind of challenge that you're looking at. Is this all positive for the industry? That's what we're trying to get at. If someone is participating in an IPO and a company that deals
definitely.
in microfinance, what exactly is in store for them looking ahead a few years down?
See, if you want to make an impact to India in a way you want to serve poor, MFI is a right segment to go through. So investors and private equity participators can definitely look at microfinance as an industry because microfinance institutions have the reach to the poor. So today they have reached 1 lakh villages. They have planned to make it 2 lakh within this year's time. So we expect more and more clientele to get added. If you look back 3 years back, we were serving only 5% of the total demand which was there for micro lending in India. Today the same number has increased to 20%. So we've seen the growth in the past 3 years and we can see the growth further going down. If you see SKS Microfinance, they are growing more than 100%. The other microfinance institutions like Share Microfinance, Asmita Microfinance, Equitas, they've all proven records, their track records in terms of profitability. So they have made it as a profitable as well as a social venture. Apart from that, there is low NPA. So investors who wants to make a social impact with making money with it, microfinance is the right place to be. It has proven itself in the last 3 years. We expect the same to happen in future. But I would suggest everybody needs, all microfinance institutions, bank needs to be cautious. We need to spread out. We need to reach out to more and more people and cater to India as much as possible.
Absolutely. Social entrepreneurship is something that we would like to promote across the country, and this is a good way of doing that, and it does seem like SKS Microfinance is one company that is doing that. Tilisa, thank you very much for joining us from Bangalore to be able to give us an insight into what microfinance and what its future is looking like in India.